Hello everyone and welcome to another video here in the channel. Today we're gonna take a little bit of a detour from our modeling that we're doing for this creepy Japanese subway station thing, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the contest, the new contest. I announced this contest this week on Monday, but it was buried between a lot of announcements, so we're gonna just talk a little bit more about the rules, talk a little bit more about what we're expecting from this, and yeah, I'm gonna show you what my process would be to come up with a cool idea. I'm actually gonna do it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to complete it. I didn't complete the contest last time. We were busy with other stuff, but yeah, let's go. But before we do that, I just want to thank you guys because we have achieved 32,000 subscribers. We I think it was yesterday or the day before that we got to 32,000 subscribers. My goal for this year is to get to 50,000 subscribers. I think that's when you get the little a YouTube little arrow thingy. So let's see if we can get there. Of course, your help is greatly appreciated, and another way in which we want to thank you for that is with the epic bundle that we have available for you in our station. Hey guys, we have some great news for you. We know how important it is to prepare yourself and keep learning amazing skills to improve your portfolio, and that is why we're offering a super epic bundle of our best 50 courses for you. This epic bundle is available through ArtStation. It contains all of the videos and project files for our top 50 courses. We have modeling, sculpting, rendering, rigging, animation, Maya, characters, creatures, props, Substance Painter, ZBrush, Unreal Engine. All of the topics that we've been covering in the past years are going to be there. Our top 50 courses are going to be included in this bundle. This bundle is at a super price with an amazing 80% discount. And we will have this bundle available throughout January. So, if you are wanting or you want to have some very nice New Year resolutions, if you want to increase your 3D levels and you want to become a master at the 3D art, then this is your opportunity. Make sure to check the link down below. There we go. So you're gonna see the side of my face this time around because I'm gonna be working over here on the tablet itself. And the main thing that I wanna talk about is what is it? What's the name of the contest? Well, we mentioned this. It's a whimsical game creature. Okay, so my handwriting sucks, by the way, even in these things and other things. There we go. So the contest is going to be about a whimsical game character, and I actually already did the minion thing. It was not the intention, but it kind of benefited everyone because you can follow that series, and that's the kind of process that they want you to follow with this particular one. But today we're going to talk about the concept. How are we going to get the idea? Well, the first thing we need to do, of course, is we need to go up and gather some reference. And there's a lot of ways in which you can initialize a concept, especially for a creature like this. I'm going to show you 3 specific ways, and I've used these exercises with my students at the universities. So the first of them is biomes. You can go here, look at the amount of biomes that we have on Earth, which are quite a bit, as you can see right here. It's like 12 or 20, I don't know. You can grab some simple one like this one, 9 different biomes, and you can literally roll a die. You can be like, okay, roll D10. Oh, D10. There we go. And we're gonna get biome number 7. So this is a cool way to challenge yourself to do something that you might not normally do, because we tend to go for our comfort zone whenever we're coming up with ideas. We tend to do the things that we're more comfortable with, and then ends up being a little bit repetitive over time. It doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. There's this guy, I love his stuff. His name is Matt Dixon. He has this robot collection. And that's all he does. Not only this, he does other stuff, but I would say 90% or 95% of his stuff is this little cute robots. He has an amazing art style. So it's not wrong if you do something in a very similar fashion all the time, but it's a good idea to challenge yourself because you might find something that you're good at when exploring other areas, right? So in this case, that would be a marine one. Let's go with that one. Let's go with marine effect. So over here, I'm just gonna write down marine. Doesn't mean that it's gonna be a fish, but it could be I don't know, a seal or a shark, or it could be I don't know, there's a lot of different things. So that's one option. You just grab one biome and then try to think about what kind of creature would a player encounter in a video game where it's close to a marine setting, okay? You can, of course, look for marine animals, and you're gonna get a list and pictures of all the different kinds of animals that you can find on the marine sea life. Look at this, a sea art that would be really cute. A craft we've already done, did something similar with the fogling. So those are good options. Another one of the exercises that I give my students is the Pokemon types. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, you guys know that. So you can literally select one type of all of this, guys, and be like, okay, how can I combine these ones? I'm gonna select one that I really want to do, and then I'm gonna select another one that's gonna be the random one. So I'm gonna select ice. I really want this. I like the marine ice kind of thing. So we're gonna go to the polar stuff, to like the Arctic, and then let's select a random type. So here we have 6, that's 24. Let's roll a D100, and when we get the number between 1 and 24, there we go, 10. That's gonna be it. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grass, that's interesting. So marine, ice, and grass. So for those of you guys who are not that familiar with the Pokemon typing, there are certain types that are like better against other Pokemons. For instance, the easiest one, you got the Charmander, you got the Bulbasaur, right? So fire beats grass. Ice actually, I think, beats grass. So you have the chart right here. So there you go. So no, ice beats grass. There you go. Yeah, ice beats grass, and then so that's interesting because they're kind of like it might not be super intuitive that we might have something like that. So there you go. Now, what is whimsical? Because that's the key word for this contest, and this is one of the things that we're going to be evaluating quite a bit on your designs, my friends. Whimsical is anything that's like magical, right? Like we're going to go for magical, but it's magical going a little bit towards the cute side of things, okay? So if we look for whimsical creatures, you're going to see that there's a lot of like very cute, mysterious, like interesting looking elements, like this guy right here. I would consider the Fogling to be a little bit whimsical, although on the like evil side of things. But yeah, whimsical is all of these elements that are magical, mysterious, interesting creatures. The best example I can give you about this is Ori and the Blind Forest, a great indie game that came a couple of years ago. So this is whimsical. You take a look at all of the characters about this guy, and it's whimsical. Another great example would be all of the Studio Ghibli stuff. Like if you've seen Spirited Away, that's all mystical, right? Like all of the characters and all of the monsters and all the things that you see here, I would consider that to be whimsical. What's not whimsical? Well, if you look at like Gears of War creatures, that could be a creature, but this is definitely not whimsical, right? Like this is realistic, this is creepy, this is horror thing. So we're gonna go for whimsical types of things. Now, once we have that, we need to start like ideating, creating some sort of ideas and finding out what works the best. One of the best things I read about, it was on the Pixar development, like character development stuff, it was shapes. Like if you look at shapes, the basic shapes such as a square, a circle, a triangle, a rectangle, all of the shapes can convey certain types of personalities with the stuff. So once I have an interesting idea, an interesting guide, I need to start exploring what kind of creature is this going to be. And usually you can divide it on a good creature, on a neutral creature, or on an evil creature. We've already done an evil creature with the Fogling, so I'm going to cross that one out. But if you want to do a whimsical evil creature, that's fine. And I'm going to go for neutral. I think neutral is like the safest option in this case. Or even, yeah, let's go neutral. So I'm thinking about neutral, I'm thinking about the Arctics, I'm thinking about ice. And the first thing, or the shape that mostly resembles that, is a square, like a cube, right? So I definitely wanted to have something to do with ice, but at the same time something to do with grass, because that's the second like element. And we've talked about this before. When designing something, you usually want to follow the 1, 2, 3 rule, where you have one main shape, a secondary shape, and a tertiary like detail. That's a very easy way to build something that's very interesting to the eye, because you have something that's super complex. Like imagine we're creating a character and he's like a cube shape, and then he has big circular arms, right? Oh, there we go. Big circular arms, and then he has like a big conical or triangular hat. Those are 3 things that are competing against each other. What we might want to do instead is have the big body, maybe like a small little cute hat, and maybe like medium-sized arms, okay? That way, when we see this like concept creature or whatever, the first thing that we see is the cube, the second thing that we see is the spheres, and the third thing that we see is a little thing right here. That's how you create a little bit of composition in your design. Let me grab my eraser here real quick. Where's the eraser? I'm still not used to using this software as much as I would like to. Oh, there you go. Right click. Okay. So just right click and there we go. I normally use Photoshop. I used to use Photoshop for painting and drawing, but unfortunately with the tablet that I have right now, the Huion, it is you can't have Photoshop and ZBrush open at the same time, so it becomes a little bit difficult to control. There we go. So now that we have this, we need to again kind of like idealize or start thinking about what the main thing is going to be, right? And if we look at like, let's look for Arctic creatures or Arctic animals and see, let's see what we can find that looks neutral to us. Ooh, a reindeer. I really like the idea of a reindeer. I haven't done a reindeer in a while. Nice. Yeah, I like that. So let's go for a reindeer. You're gonna find inspiration in nature, and that's what we want to go for. So I'm thinking about the baby version of the reindeer. Okay, so maybe this is again mythical, whimsical creature, and they're like, oh my god, so cute, and they're part of this world. And they're gonna help you. Maybe let's make them good. Now I changed my mind, and I think making them a good type of character is not a bad idea. So I'm gonna grab the animal, like literally, I'm gonna grab the body of the animal. This is just gonna be a very simple sketch. I suck at drawing, but it's just gonna be a very simple sketch. And it's like, okay, we're gonna have a reindeer, but how are we gonna make this reindeer different? And here's the thing, like even if you're not a concept artist, for this part of the process where it's just like the ideation process, you can do as many things as you want. So for instance, here I'm gonna literally bring this guy. I think this is just way easier than trying to do it myself, especially for video purposes, and be like, okay, how can we modify this little guy to make him a lot cooler? Like, what can we give him? Well, I can think about giving him like a mane, like a fur, like a bigger fur thingy here. Let me add a new layer. There we go. So I want to give him like a kind of like a lion mane. And that's going to be grass, okay? So we're going to have this sort of like green colors here. The eyes, I definitely wanted the eyes to be like magical. So he's going to have this like blue magical eyes. There we go. And the eyes factor, I think it would be cool. What can we do here? Because again, the main thing is the characters. I think the horns. I think there's this new thing in Pokemon in the newest version, which is called Terastalize, which kind of like crystallizes everything. So I think it would be cool if the horns are made out of ice. So we're just literally just going to paint this thing's blue. That's going to give us something interesting. The proportions are definitely going to be different. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to like lower the opacity a little bit more. And just trace. Some people are really against tracing. They feel like it's like cheating. It is cheating if you're like publishing, but for a concept, like a quick concept, I think it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Hopefully you guys can forgive that I'm not that great of an illustrator. There we go. So I think what I'm gonna do here is the body's gonna be like, the head's gonna be really like really big, and then the legs are gonna be like a little bit shorter than in real life. So he's a little bit cuter. Let's turn off the suit. There we go. There we go. I like that. And we're gonna have a tail. And let's do something with like the back leg right there. Let's try to make this thing a little bit, because now it's looking a little bit too much like a Pokemon that I know. And that's what's happened. What happens with your mind when you are exposed to a lot of no, Cuckoo Goat. What's the Pokemon? What's the name? Goat Pokemon. It was Gangju from, there we go. It's not Coco Goat, it's Go-Go Goat or Go-Goat. There we go. So it's looking a little bit too much like Go-Goat, right? And we don't really want that. I mean, we could like think about that, but it's not really what I want. So let's see, what else can we do? I think we can give him like a cute little like beard. And the hooves, I definitely want the hooves to be made out of crystal as well. Or like, instead of being like the nails, they can be like blue. That's also gonna give me a different kind of effect. Let's get rid of the mane though. Again, I think that's getting a little bit too close to Coco Goat, or the other goat thingy. So let's just delete that. There we go. Let's go back to my brush. Whoop. Bring the size down a little bit. And instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the sort of like blue color to give it some stripes on the fur. I think that could be good. His eyes definitely need to be bigger. Whimsical usually goes for bigger eyes. And I'm actually thinking about having like white eyes, like traditional white eyes. And then the pupil is the one that's gonna be like blue like that. That looks a little bit better. Definitely want his face to be a little bit chubbier. A little bit happier. Quick shade right there. A little bit derpy. I like it. That looks a little bit derpy. Ooh, you know what might be a good idea? I think a good idea, besides the frosted horns, I want to give him wings, but I'm gonna copy again. This is where you grab stuff from everywhere and you try to give it your own your own twist. I saw the newest Namor movie, and the wings on the feet were, I think, a good idea. So what if he had some magical leaves again going towards the grass motif on the foot? I think that could work. Because I'm imagining, like, if you're on the world, you see this guy, like this little guy, like jumping and flirting away and jumping and flirting away, and he could be like one of those things. There's in Genshin Impact, there's this things called the Sealies, and there's this like little floating spirits that are on the world, and they guide you through a treasure. So when you see, I think it's one of these guys. It's one of these like spirits, like this guy right here, and when you touch it, it just like guides you towards a treasure or a puzzle or something. And I think we could do that. I think we could use this guy like that. He could be one of these little guys that when you encounter it on the wild, maybe if you throw him a berry or something, he will guide you through the next part of the world, or help you solve some sort of puzzle. So yeah, I think that's it. With that, we pretty much have our happy little dude right here. Now what we will need to do is we will need to create a base mesh for this guy inside of ZBrush or inside of Maya or inside of any of the softwares that you guys plan on doing. But this is, I would say, a good concept. If you show this to someone, they should be able to say, yeah, that looks like grass on the little like leaves like here. We have eyes. And since it's pretty much a reindeer, it's a whimsical reindeer. I usually like to make my characters like top heavy. I don't know why I do that. Get some sort of like projection. So I'm not sure if I want to do that or just keep it very simple. I think I'll keep it very simple. The character that I'm most reminded of with this guy is Pegasus from Hercules when it was a baby. And all of this is the reference that we're going to be using. Yeah, look at that. So I don't want to do a Pegasus though, right? Because if we did a Pegasus like this guy right here, it would be pretty much just a Pegasus. So that's why I don't want to have the wings on the back like a Pegasus. I want the wings on the legs. That's going to be like the differentiating factor for my little creature. So we can grab one of these pictures right here and just copy it over here to remind ourselves how we're going to be like modifying our stuff. For the tail, I think the tail could also be made out of leaves. I think that makes sense. It's gonna be like a tail. I really like how this artist solved that issue with the tail. Where is it? Oh, where was the picture? Where's the 3D model? We just saw it. Where the hell did it go? Let's refresh. There we go. This guy. So I really like that sort of like effect on the tail. I think that's kind of what I would like to do for my own little like element. And there we go. We can of course stylize this a little bit more. Like you can see mine is a little bit like bigger on the muscle thingy right here. But yeah, what do you guys think? Not bad, right? So this will be my ideation process. Now from this, we have a couple of options. We can just do like a couple of side views and start thinking around like the proportions that the character is going to have. He could have like really long legs, That makes it look a little bit weird. He could be a lot chubbier, like a tanky little like thing. We've also explored that kind of like a bull. So this is where we can explore and see what works the best. One of the best advices I can give you, by the way, guys, for this contest is make sure to ask friends of yours, because sometimes our own sort of sensibility about things is not the best in specific topics. So I'm not a huge fan of whimsical things, therefore I'm not going to be the best judge on whether or not this is looking whimsical or it's looking cool. But if I show this to someone who's really into that sort of stuff, he might be able to point me into other directions, give me advice about different artists, and that's the kind of stuff that I can use to create my stuff right here. One thing that I'm definitely going to be doing is I'm going to be playing around with the hair. Like he might have like some like funny little hairs and stuff. Look at that. Like just small little details here and there are gonna really like bring the whole concept together. And that's it. This is my advice. If you guys are struggling with coming up with ideas, again, pick a biome, pick a Pokemon, pick a type, pick a sort of just like attitude. Is it evil? Is it good? Is it neutral? What is it gonna do in the game? Like try to think about the function and the story of these little creatures, and that's gonna give you an easier way to find what you want. I'm gonna continue with this little character right here. Actually, let me save it before anything bad happens. And we're going to be using this for the base mesh. I'm going to show you how to transfer this concept and create my own base mesh out of this guy. So let's see what I said. JPEG. And let's call this Idea Contest. There we go. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for sticking around. Also, remember that we have the Skillshare promotion. We also have the bundle promotion, but we have the Skillshare promotion, which allows you to take a look at our courses with a really cool free trial so that you can check any of the videos that we've released so far. Here it is. Hey guys, Abraham here. I just wanted to remind you guys that we upload all of our courses to Skillshare. Skillshare is this amazing site where you can access a ton of different content to learn, improve, and grow as an artist. We have all of our courses available to watch and learn from right now in Skillshare. You can check the description down here, and Skillshare is offering 1 free month trial to their premium membership. With this membership, you're going to be able to access all of our courses and watch and learn all of the amazing things that we cover with all of the softwares. So, what are you waiting for? Check Skillshare down here below. Thank you very much, guys. Please help us with a like, a subscribe, a share, a comment. Anything that you can do to help the channel grow is excellent for us, because that's the way that we can keep up doing this fun videos for you guys. So thank you very much, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye-bye.